Absolute dynamite. Oh my goodness. Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona. With me, I've got this is my first interview.
For sure.
Gabe Rosado. How's things? How's life treating you? So
good, man. Enjoying the time right now, man. You know, I just got with my new coach, Freddie Roach, legendary trainer. So excited working with him, man, and I just can't wait to get in the ring and kind of, you know, bring that fire back.
Talk to me about this. You've got, obviously, we all know the type of Mexican fighters are. You've got this tough Mexican on Friday night. I mean, there's going to be 10,000 fans in this arena. What can we expect from Gabe Rosado this time out? Yeah,
man, you know, I'm actually excited to fight in Phoenix because I've done several training camps in Phoenix, Arizona, going all the way back to 2011.
Wow.
So I have a big fan base out here, and I've done charity work with high school and middle school students out here as well. So I have a solid fan base out here, man. So I'm definitely excited to fight in Phoenix. And the fans could just see Rosado coming straight on, ready to, you know, take my man out.
That's the thing. That's what we love about Gabe Rosado.
Yeah, but you know, it's doing it smart. You know, I think something that I've lost is where in my fights I go in and I'm probably trying to box a little too much. Where my true identity when I'm at my best is when I'm physically just imposing my will on my opponent. And you have to be in great shape to put on that type of performance, right? So this camp with Freddie Roach was so solid because you got to remember in this camp I was actually in the back of my mind had Danny Jacobs, you know.
Because you were on standby in case.
Because it was, you know, it was a possibility that the Jacobs fight could went down. So I took the camp very serious. But regardless of whether it's Jacobs or not, you know, I just kind of just took the camp serious in general, and I just kind of wanted to show people, like, you know what, I'm not done. I finished my last fight strong. It could have easily went down as a stoppage. You know, the man turned his back on me and fell down on his knees, pretty much crawled away to the corner, right? And it's like the ref didn't stop it, but only in Philadelphia will a ref not stop that type of fight, right? But it is what it is, man. I'm just excited.
You spoke a little bit about there that you were on standby in case something happened to Chavez. You pulled out the fight, so you were going to get the Danny Jacobs fight. Was there a small part of you? Is there a small part of you now, as we speak at this moment in time, that's a little bit disappointed that sort of like Chavez didn't go out and you didn't get the fight?
Not really, man. Not really. You know, I've done training camp with Chavez. We've done training camp together. You know.
That's right. You both with Freddie.
We were together training with Freddie. So I have a liking for Chavez. You know what I'm saying? I hope the best for him. So I kind of was just pulling for him, and you know, if ever I you know, saw something, some advice I could give him, I would. And you know, I was just kind of just like pulling for him and hoping it would come along for him. So I really wasn't disappointed. You know, my thing was if for whatever reason, for legal reasons, he was not able to fight, then I was just ready to kind of just jump in for the opportunity. But if it's the way it's played out, it's cool with me. You know what I mean? Because I think this gives me and Freddie the opportunity to kind of like make a statement, and then we can jump into another fight. Who knows? Maybe it could be Jacobs at that time, or who knows, right? It could probably be Chavez, right?
Yeah, well, you both are Freddie Roach, that'll be a tough one.
Right? Like, toss the quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Who's going to be the corner?
Heads. But, you know, honestly, I doubt that I would fight Chavez, just because, you know, we had the same trainer and right now, and I think we're just in different points in our careers right now, right? So, but I'm just excited to kind of make a statement with Freddie Roach and keep it moving.
You said make a statement there. Are you expecting a knockout stoppage win? Are we hoping for it?
Absolutely. Like, I want to destroy my opponent. Like, you know what I mean? So it might end in 1, it might end in 2, it might end in 3. It definitely not. I don't. You know, he's a tough motherfucker if it goes to past the 5th round.
Like I said, I don't want to stereotype, but Mexicans are tough.
Yeah, they are tough. And one thing I know for sure is you don't take anyone lightly. But Mexican fighters are extremely tough. And I remember going into a fight that was supposed to be, you know, we call it tune-up fights. There's no such thing as a tune-up fight, right? But that's what we call it. And I remember it was a Mexican fighter. He was young. His record was like 20-1. And I was going into the fight like, oh, this would just be, you know, and it was probably one of the toughest fights I ever had. I won the fight, unanimous decision, but, you know, this guy was gamed. You know what I mean? And Eric Morales was one of his trainers, so he was gamed, man. So it was definitely a learning lesson for me. Never underestimate an opponent, especially a guy that has nothing to lose and everything to gain. You know, a win against Gabe Rosado at this point in his career would be big for him. So I'm definitely not going to take him lightly.
You mentioned as well there that you've been in camp with Chavez. How's he been looking?
He looks good. He looks good. You know what I'm saying? His last sparring sessions, you know, he definitely...
Have you sparred him in this camp?
In the beginning part of camp, you know, we worked. It was kind of more of just us catching a rhythm. More once we caught a rhythm, and then we got into the flow of things. Then I had my sparring partners, and he had his. Okay. So, but you know, he looks good.
Danny Jacobs, then, are you sort of like hoping if Danny does get the win on Friday night, and you get the win obviously on Friday night, is that a fight that you want? Are you wanting
I want to fight Danny Jacobs. I remember me and Danny Jacobs got into a confrontation at the Cosmopolitan. It was at the Triple G Canelo fight, and we ran into each other. It was like first thing in the morning. I didn't have my coffee, so I was extra grumpy.
You had your coffee now. I don't want to push you off.
And you know, we kind of got into it where he didn't. I guess I said a few things that he saw on YouTube that he didn't like, and there's some things he said that I didn't like. And you know, he pretty much said, you know, what do I get out of fighting you? And I go, well, we're both from the East Coast. I was like, I'm not fighting you because it's a check. I was like, I'm fighting you because I think it's a great fight. It's a New York fighter. It's a Philadelphia fighter. The fan base would definitely tune in. It's a great fight. And we pretty much kind of left it at, we're like, we'll see each other sometime. I mean, it's a fight that I want. You know what I mean? I honestly think I would beat Danny Jacobs. You know what I'm saying?
Do you like each other?
I don't know. I don't dislike anybody, but, you know, I don't have to kick it with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to want to kick it with him. I have a beer with him at a bar, right? But I just think Danny has a bit of an arrogance about him that I don't like.
Okay.
Yeah. And we both come from nothing, from the streets. So the fact that he made that comment to me kind of like, it rubbed me the wrong way. Because it kind of like made me feel like, you know, I remember when I fought his friend, Peter Quillen, for the world title, I was beating Peter Quillen. And the fight was on Showtime, and the commentators all had me up. And in the championship rounds, I got cut, and who cares? Cuts happen. It's boxing. The fight should have never been stopped. And he was ringside because he was going to fight the winner. So he's ringside at a point where I'm the one fighting for a world title, and then all of a sudden he thinks has this attitude of he's on this level, and he's, you know, so it's like, you're full of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of pipe down, humble down. I would like to humble him down with an ass whooping one day.
You would have what, Sonny?
I would like to humble him down with an ass whooping one day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was an interview you did with Coogan. You said that you still have the desire. You have. It's fair to say that you've had a couple of losses, a few losses in your career to date, but you still have that desire to be a world champion. Yeah. Is that still burning inside you?
Absolutely. You know, I have a unique career, if you think about it, right? And how many guys you know can have the type of career I had and still be relevant? It's for a reason. If you look at my resume, it's champion after champion after champion after champion, back to back to back. It's very hard to get a fighter on a flow and a rhythm, and this is obviously stuff that I learn as I grow and get older and, you know, wiser, whatever. It's very hard to get a fighter to win those type of fights when it's back to back, grueling camps, grueling fights, top competition. A fighter doesn't pick up a rhythm like that. That's why it's an art in matchmaking. You put a fighter in fights where he catches a confident, a rhythm going into a fight. If a guy's gonna fight a Miguel Cotto, you put him in a fight that kind of is a guy that's similar to Miguel Cotto to build him for that fight and help him, and they grow that way. You know, it's like, I think the way they built Canelo Alvarez is perfect. You know, he has a great resume, but it all made sense as they moved on. Right?
Very, very smart moves.
Exactly, it's smart moves. But I think with me being able to understand that, now is when I can make that switch. And especially with a trainer like Freddie Roach, where I don't need to be taught how to fight. I can fight already. It's just a guy that, like Freddie Roach, that has a smart game plan, is 100% professional. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to give him everything I got. I think that's a ingredient that is going to be trouble for the super middleweight division, and I'm gained. So with a guy like Freddie, I think it just takes us to that next level.
Super middleweight division, we've got Cam Smith in the UK and Billy Joe Saunders in the UK.
Sure.
Man, I said this to Danny as well. I said, you've already fought in the UK. You fought Mark Murray.
Yeah.
But fighting for a world title in the UK, that'd be something.
Well,
here's
the thing. I fought Mark Murray in the UK. I thought I beat Mark Murray. A lot of fans and a lot of the media in the UK thought I beat Mark Murray. And the truth is, I went into that fight with an injury. You know, in the Willie Monroe fight.
The calf, foot, or something.
Yeah, in the Willie Monroe fight, I went into that fight with a tear calf muscle, like 100%. Got the doctor slip. It's real shit. It's not me making shit up. It's like I went to the hospital. This shit was real, and took a shot of cortisone going into the fight, and unfortunately I fell short. And then I was just recovering from that injury going into the the Martin Murray fight. But regardless of that, I felt like I won the fight, and I just feel that fighting in the UK doesn't favor a US fighter. I would love to fight in the UK, and I love the UK fans. You know what I'm saying? I love the UK fans. Whenever I put merch out, I get orders from the UK, and I get a lot of love from the UK. And I would love to fight out there. I just don't feel that I would get a fair shake if I fought a Billy Joe Saunders or a Smith in the UK.
They might come to the US because this is where the money is.
I think the US is perfect, and I think one thing, big fights in the US are neutral ground, especially when the fight's in Vegas. I'm not from Vegas, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Philadelphia, and he's from the UK, and the UK fans travel. So really, when you fight a UK guy in Vegas, it's like 50-50, you know what I mean? Because they come out. So I just feel it's more neutral ground if a fight with Smith or Billy Joe. Me and Billy Joe were gonna fight at the Staples Center, and I guess it just didn't fall into place. And I'm at this point in my career where I don't like to force things. So if it's just not flowing naturally and it's just not organic, then it's like it's not meant to be. Because I've learned that when you force things and maybe you move too prematurely, things won't go your way, right? So I kind of just let it be. But I think the fight's there. He's lucky I didn't fight him that day. I'd have smashed him. He didn't look too good.
Yeah, well,
he looked too good.
That's it. Well, I want to sort of maybe lighten the mood a little bit. I mean, yesterday at the press conference, you were sitting at the top on the stage there. Eddie Hearn was introducing all the fighters coming up to the dais. Blanked you.
And he forgot me.
He forgot all about Gabe Rosado. Now, have you pulled him up on that?
He sees me in the lobby and he comes behind me. He goes, bro. He goes, mate. I'm so sorry. I forgot. He's like, I looked over to the side. I didn't see you, and I was just like, man, it's cool, bro. It is what it is,
You've got a good relationship with Eddie, haven't you?
Yeah, Eddie's cool, man. Eddie's cool. So like, I ain't tripping about it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just honestly, things like that don't bother me anymore. I'm just here to fight and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So. Maybe that bothered me some time back, man, but I didn't care. I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
well,
for sure.
Yeah, we won't keep you much longer. I appreciate giving me this first interview, and I'll catch you on Fight Night after your win.
For sure.
Thank you, TV. Thanks so much, Gabe.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, brother.
It is special. Absolute dynamite. Oh my goodness. Here we go.